1, 2, 3. We made it to New Hampshire!
We are the Crawfords. We have 6 kids and are hiking the Appalachian Trail, a 2,200-mile hike from Georgia to Maine. We don't know if we can finish it, but we are doing it together.
Good morning. We are trying to get out of this hotel room after being here for 2 days.
3 nights.
3 nights, something. We have not filmed the last couple days. And it's taken a lot longer than we thought. Cookies my mom brought. Comics they brought for the kids to read. Newspaper comics.
Oh yeah.
We did a full resupply. We have some stuff that we're sending home that we went through. There's Cammie and I's date night clothes from yesterday. She bought this skirt dress thing. I don't know what it is. And I wore a collared shirt. That was pretty exciting. Mom and Dad, what'd you think of the weekend? What was your hike? Oh, we didn't tell you guys. My mom hiked 12 miles with us on Saturday. How you feeling?
Well, I'm glad that I can tell that I was a little part of AT team. But I am so glad that I don't have to repeat today or I can go home.
You had to chase Mom down for 10 minutes because she went the wrong way, huh?
More than 10 minutes, 30 minutes.
What do you think about us finishing in this last month?
I think it's possible. I wouldn't have thought so earlier, but I think it's possible. Well, you have good weather.
We can feel more part of it then, and then just feel even harder because of so hard, so difficult to walking with those heavy backpacks. Oh my goodness!
It was fun meeting some of the other hikers too.
Alright, as you guys saw from the intro clip, we are now in New Hampshire, so we just drove across into New Hampshire, which is where we're starting off from the trail again. So if you guys remember when we went home for the marathon, my mom was making a blanket for Rainier.
I'm still making it.
Of our house.
So this is the view from their house back to our house. We share a backyard.
You remember that?
Because he used to always say, "You remember that?"
And you remember that? And this is a wild berry. For some reason, he loves to pick. There is no special taste. This is strawberry, mulberry.
And all there's always like little tiny bricks there. Alright, can you say bye-bye?
Bye.
Alright, see you guys later.
Bye.
Thanks for coming, bye.
Bye.
When are we gonna see how many papa again? 4 weeks, it'll be 4 weeks. Okay? Alright, time to go. Goodbye.
Every time we see my grandma and grandpa, it feels like kind of like we take a break and then we're back on the trail. So it kind of feels like a reset or, yeah, I don't know, break, just a break. And then the day and sometimes for a couple days after they drop us off are just really depressing and really hard for me. When they dropped us off in the Smokies, that was terrible. It was already terrible, and then like it was more terrible because it was terrible. And then when they dropped us off after the marathon, it was near the halfway point. We'd only done like 800 miles or something, and it just felt really overwhelming to think that yeah, we just had that many more to go. About this time, it feels a lot better, at least right now. It feels like it won't be too long before we see them again, and yeah, it just feels a lot more not terrible. But it's still really sad, and it's still a month of not seeing them, and we still have 450 more miles to do, which is basically nothing compared to what we've done. I had a really good time with them. It was really fun getting slack packed by them because it gave them the opportunity to kind of help in that way. And then my grandma came and walked with us for 12 miles. That was really funny and awesome. This time seeing my grandma and grandpa was really crazy, just thinking about they dropped us off at the start and now we're like really close to finishing, and I was really glad to see them one last time before we finish. It had been maybe the longest gap where we hadn't seen them since the last time that we saw them, and it was just really encouraging with this last little stretch, which I know it's like as the whites or whatever. People keep saying they're gonna be really hard, and I'm like, the whole Appalachian Trail is hard. And I'm really excited for when we finish and get to see them again. New shoes over the weekend, and we've done 18 miles in them. Ultra sent them to us for free, and I got to pick out my own color, and I really like them. Instead of Lone Peaks, which is what we had before, they're Temps, and I like the Temps better than Lone Peaks. I think they're like higher up and thicker. For lunch we're having bagels, cream cheese, and lox for some people, and then sugar snap, peas, and cookies from Costco for dessert.
Feed me.
Weathered off of out of lakes in the clouds again, so it was pretty tough. Yeah.
Too messy.
I'm Lady.
I'm the Tramp. Together we are us on the AT. Yeah. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Sure.
We seen you guys in town yesterday, and she swore it was you guys and said, nah, it's not them. She sent you guys a message, and next thing we know, here you guys are at the top of this mountain.
A bunch of kids that all look the same, and one of them's carrying a baby carrier pack. Like, who else could it possibly have been? But he wouldn't stop long enough for me to figure it out. So I sent him a message on Instagram. You guys in Hanover by any chance? It's like, yes, we did walk through Hanover today. I was like, okay, I creepily saw your whole family on the street and knew it was you, but bye.
She's
have a good
been kind of Instagram stalking.
Definitely
you guys.
been social media stalking you the whole time, so it was very cool to bump into you today.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. You guys are killing it. Congratulations on everything, man. Congratulations.
Right on. What's that all over your face? What is that? What do you got all over there?
It's from my bagel.
Oh, that's from your bagel?
Yeah.
Oh, is that your cream cheese?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in your ear.
This is our last instant coffee.
Easy. Easy. Oh, so tired and slow today. Cannot move.
Huh?
You know you're going slow when a group that calls themselves the Degenerates catches up to you. This is not dead. I don't know if you guys have officially met her. She is starting a YouTube channel called, what's it called?
Miranda's Rants? Not Dead's Rants? Just rants about life.
Okay, you're still figuring that out.
Still working on the name.
But it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be really funny. Do you have a channel actually?
I don't. I mean, I do. I have an account, but I'm gonna get a new account.
Okay, sounds like you're still working some things out.
A lot of things out.
Okay, we're gonna be the first subscriber, and it's gonna be really funny. We'll keep you updated. Are you licking my sweat off?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's gross. Hey, don't do that, you little weirdo. All right, all done. Wherever we are, we heard they don't do like switchbacks going up a mountain. It just goes like straight up. So it's like super steep, which is hard work, but actually I kind of prefer it. Little switchbacks seem like a pretty indirect, bitchy way to do it. Hey, look, little frog. My guess is that guy doesn't like being around people. Rainier, we made it. We're gonna camp here. Okay?
We did 10.3 miles. Feels like we did 20. I'm really tired and I'm making dinner and we're having tortellini with sauce.
So, can you just get in a little bit? Yesterday was our 18th wedding anniversary, and we thought we'd take a minute to reflect on what we've learned about our marriage this last year, and especially since being on the Appalachian Trail.
This year of marriage has been really interesting for us because I've just realized that there's never, you don't have to ever stop growing and learning, and I feel like we've learned and grown probably more this year than our collective 17 years before that, which is really encouraging because you don't have to get married and then just be like, well, I guess this is just how things are gonna be. Like an ideal situation is both people want to learn and grow, but even if just one person wants to learn and grow, I think that's enough too.
It's crazy being in this situation of the trail where we have to get 14 or 15 or 16 miles a day, and there's these like life and death scenarios, and it's all like, it's probably like the most complicated and difficult long-term goal we've ever tried to accomplish as a couple and as a family. But I feel like the work that we put into our marriage this last year was like the foundation for that.
Which could even make it possible.
Yeah. So most of this last year, like, we dedicated a minimum of 3 hours a week to just working on our marriage. One was a weekly business meeting where we got together and planned things for our family. In fact, that's how this Appalachian Trail trip even came about, was through these weekly meetings that we've done for years now.
So that could have, it's like, could be logistics, it could be vacations, it could be things about
Relationships.
kids, it could be relationships outside of our family, it could be our marriage relationship.
The second hour was marriage counseling. Like every other week we did like an hour and a half or so, but it was like, that was just working on our own personal growth, the things that are keeping us from moving forward, dealing with pain, understanding patterns, understanding each other, understanding our children. And we saw crazy dividends from that. And the third thing was date night, which was just working on feeling close and like romance. And this year I think has been the best sex we've ever had in our entire marriage, by far. And you know, we mentioned that not to just be illicit or weird, but because it's not the narrative that I was told. Like, our honeymoon sex like sucked. And that was what I told, was supposed to be the most awesome. It's like, oh, the first...
And then everything else is downhill from there.
Yeah, the first, you know, someone told me, remember that? Where if you put a penny in a jar every time you have sex your first year of marriage, and then after that, you take one out every time, you'll never run out of money.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the opposite for us. We have more better sex this year than ever, which is cool. It gives me hope for the future. Like, I actually plan on this next year being better in all those ways. So what you guys see on the trail, you know, to me it's really exciting, but it's so much more than just what you see. It's like the payoff for all of this trust that we've built and ways that we've learned to communicate. Like, I mean, I'll just take one tiny example. I forget if it was today or yesterday, but I told Cami that there was something that she did that disappointed me, where I was disappointed. And even just how I said that, it wasn't accusatory. I wasn't saying like, oh, you need to blah, 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 blah. I just brought this up to her and I said, hey, I was disappointed that you da-da-da. And it left room for her to either apologize or to just not even be wrong and just to say, oh, okay, well, this is what I meant. And then maybe the problem was with me, or like, you know,
I can just say,
I misinterpreted
thanks for sharing that. That's good for me to know, or yeah.
And we were like so incapable of any of that. I mean, it was all so personal and so charged and so unproductive in the past.
Right.
So I feel like we have tools. So I don't know. It was special celebrating last night. It was funny. We actually went out for sushi, and then we hung out with these guys who were all in the background, the degenerates. We went over to their hotel room and just had a beer, and it was kind of a funny way to celebrate on trail, but we were burned out, and we had done 18 miles that day. So it was like...
It was fun.
But we still wanted to celebrate, so... Anyways, I just want to applaud those of you guys out there that are sticking it out with your marriages and still learning and growing. We think it's worth it, and better and harder. All right, let's go smoke around the fire. We are starting a new segment of this vlog where we are introducing you guys to each of the degenerates. Please introduce yourself by whatever name you want. I guess trail name is.
Yeah. I'm Culligan. So named because I drink aggressively. And the bottle that I'm drinking out of makes a very glug glug sound, like a Culligan water dispenser. Well, I think I've been asked to tell the funny story of meeting the Crawfords, which was, I think, day 5, maybe? I don't know, just not great weather. And
That was like, what, 4 months ago?
yeah, I think that was up on, I think it was up on the Tray Mountain between Unicoi and Dix Creek Gap. And I happened to come upon them in the midst of like a snow, rain, sleet storm, which was very much the weather that we had in March in Georgia. And I think Ben and maybe Memory were on the right-hand side of the trail. And on the left-hand side of the trail, hunkered down by a log, was the rest of the family covered in a sleeping bag, shivering. So Ben asked me about a week ago, maybe, not even, if I thought when I first met them that if they were going to finish the trail, and I did not, based off that meeting. But here they are.
All right, stay tuned next time for fun facts.
You have to ask, buddy. Here.
Smile.
No, eat it. No more. Get this one. Rainier.